Carnivore Kipp, and I'm here with my buddy Shawn White. He has a channel called the Intentional Carnivore. It's actually Intentional Carnivore. So after we jump off this live, y'all go sub his channel and give him some support. We're not doing an interview tonight. We're just on here chatting because we're both on a similar journey, but we're in different places in our journey. And we've both lost a tremendous amount of weight using the carnivore diet and this lifestyle. So with that being said, y'all put questions in the comment, and if you're watching after the fact, don't forget to, you can still comment, and after you comment, one of us will try to go in and answer those questions, as many as we can, as well as just chat. That being said, how you doing tonight, Shawn?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing, and guy got comments pulled up here, and I can see that there's some people already in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's my only thing, dude. Like I have a hard time with the technology because I had it figured out on my laptop, a lot of the stuff, but then, as I told you this past week, my laptop basically crashed, and I got to either work on getting it fixed or whatever. So now I'm learning how to do all the stuff I learned how to do on it on a cell phone or a tablet, or I guess next thing smoke signals. So you know what.
I'm a buddy's letting me borrow their laptop to use to do it. Otherwise, I did everything on my phone. And I do
Yeah.
see where there's some people asking. Someone asked a while ago, was it our first live? And yes, this is definitely my first live. Shawn's went live. I think you've live comes on your channel, haven't you?
Yeah, I actually went live. I've done 2 lives. The first time, literally, I was just trying to check it out just to see what it did, and it went live, and we hung out and just chatted. I actually like doing the lives. I like interacting, with the people. So I actually like doing that a lot better than hitting up the videos. To me, it seems I love doing the videos too, but like it seems like I'm talking to the camera. You know what I mean? And that's harder for me than
Absolutely.
just sitting. Like I would much rather talk to you. Talk to the people, whatever, live, and just interact with people. I mean, that's just my personality. But I mean, I do like doing the videos and being able to learn that side of it too. But I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at some of the comments too. I was, hold on, let me click on this one. So someone said that they love my shirt. It's every butt deserves a good rub. A friend of mine actually bought me this shirt a while back, and I love it. I don't know what happened to Shawn. It looks like he's dropped from the chat. Hold on, maybe he'll get back in here. While I'm waiting to see if he comes back, I'll answer a couple questions. Yes, and you're correct, silly wabbit. Hit the hit the like button because this gets this out there to more people. Let's see here. I'm trying to go through comments the best I can. Someone's Miss Angie. Oh, I remember you from my channel. It says you've been keto for 1 year and 3 months and 1 day. I done keto for a while, and I had issues with wanting to make different sweets all the time, and then um, after I would make sweets that were similar to regular sweets, it made me still want to crave the real thing. And that's the only reason that the carnivore diet has been better for me. But I know a lot of people can do keto and not have the problems. And as long as it works for you, I support it. I like how Dr. Berry talks about the different spectrums of the proper human diet. And that can be somewhere between keto, ketovore, or carnivore, or even line diet if that's what you want to do. But you just have to find what works for you. Someone just texted my phone. I don't know what happened to Shawn. Let me see where he's at. So there's 59 people in here. I didn't expect there to be 59 people in here, y'all. I hope he can get back on the chat soon. Someone asked me, what do you drink? I drink water or I drink, and I pick with a lot of people on my channel. I drink bubbly. Sometimes I drink LaCroix. This is the strawberry flavored bubbly, and I'm loving it. And I know that it has natural flavors in it. But if I look back to what I was doing, there we go. He's back. Hold on, let me put him back in.
There we go.
You back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like I
Oh
said,
man, I was worried. This is my first live, and he done dropped off the chat.
I was like, "Good luck, my friend. Hope it works out." And then whenever everything I hit took me to something totally different. So, nevertheless, we got it worked out. You'll
Yeah,
have to.
someone asked, "What do you drink?" And I was telling them what I drink while I was away, and I told them, "Oh, is that Topo Chico?
Yeah, I don't know. I used to hate it. I love it now.
Is that the regular one or the one with the lemon?"
It's just the regular water. I don't drink anything with flavoring in it anymore.
Yeah, you're doing better than me because I'm over here drinking strawberry bubbly.
my son watched. He drinks those.
I like them. I can't do the regular. I can't do the regular ones yet.
Yeah, it was acquired for me. Like I told my son and my wife and them, I was like, well, once you stop eating and drinking the sugar, those drinks, I used to hate them. I was like, it tastes like you got a fountain drink without the flavoring in it, obviously. But if you kick out all the sugar and the flavor and stuff for so long, it tastes just like a Sprite used to taste to me now. So I guess that's how it changed.
I had to answer this because this subscriber of mine, she's awesome. She comments on everything. So Abigail's doing great tonight. I appreciate you asking about her. I made sure to schedule this late enough that I could spend some time with her before she went to bed. And but yeah, she's doing great.
That's a good deal. I'm glad to hear it too.
Trying
to figure out if I can.
Hey, if you see any questions in here, you can answer them too.
Yeah, man. Let's see what we got going on. The mineral water. Yeah, I love the Topo. I love all the mineral waters, but the main one for me was the Topo Chico. For some reason, it's so much stronger. So
Gotcha.
That's what I'm loving. Yeah, LaCroix.
I'm guessing people are hitting the like button because we're up to 72 people, man.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm usually not good at remembering.
They trying to make us famous.
There you go. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. The more people we get, the more outreach, man, the more people you can change with this message.
Yes. And I wanted to get into that. Yeah, I wanted to get into it a little bit, even though it's not an interview. I wanted you to kind of let other people that don't know about your channel at least know how much weight you've lost and how long you've been doing carnivore, because I want a lot of these people to check your channel out afterwards. So that's kind of a plug for your channel. So like, let them know how much you've lost and then how much time.
So I started April the 17th of 2022. So it's been a little over a year, and I lost 234 pounds in 12 months. So April the 17th of 2023 is when I weighed, and I was down 234 pounds. Now I haven't weighed since the 17th until yesterday, and yesterday I weighed 214 pounds when I got on the scale. So I've lost right around 243 pounds since I started. I could have been a little heavier, but the scales that I have, they wouldn't weigh somebody as heavy as me. So I had to get some other scales. And by the time they got here, I had already lost. The first month, I think I lost like between 35 and 45 pounds.
That's crazy.
Because I'm only 5'9", so I was quite a bit larger around than I was tall. So, I mean, it's just been crazy. Not just that, but I reversed the type 2 diabetes. I fixed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I was so depressed when I started. I really just didn't care about life. And a lot of that has changed. I wasn't able to walk. I can walk whatever I want now. I couldn't even take a shower without being out of breath because I was so. I mean, like me and you were talking before. I've been overweight since I was a kid. I mean, being this size is not just a new thing for me now. It's a new thing for me my whole life because I was overweight as a kid, you know. So I don't know what it's like to be somewhat, and I'm still considered overweight. I weigh 214 pounds for my height. The BMI
Not in
chart,
my book. Not in my book.
the chart says that I'm supposed to weigh under 270 or under 170 for my height. So I'm like, I have no earthly idea how to, I'm like, my wife's like, I hope you don't get that small because I don't know. I don't think you'll look right because I've been this big my whole life, you know. I don't know what it's like.
So how much or how tall did you say you are?
5'9".
Okay,
Well,
see
excuse
that
me. I've shrunk. I turned 40 years old in January, and I used to be 5'9", but for some reason I went for a health screening for my job, and they said I was like 5'8" and a little bit. So I guess I shrunk a couple quarter of an inch or so, but right around 5'8", 5'9".
Thanks for the super sticker, Xander Maxwell. Appreciate it. Yeah, see, I think what the difference in me and you, like, I was almost 500 pounds, but I think part of that was my height because I'm 6'4".
Oh yeah,
So we were probably kind of similar in size, but I was just taller.
oh yeah.
So
You
I know what you
distributed there.
mean. Yeah, I distributed a little bit better. A lot of people didn't realize how heavy I was. There's people that say, you were almost 500 pounds. I'm like, yeah, trust me. I know
Oh
it's
yeah.
embarrassing. And it was very hard when I first did a video on here just to tell people how much I weighed.
Oh,
Cause
I
I
know,
mean,
right?
that junk's embarrassing and people don't realize it.
Well, like I was saying a while ago, though. Yeah, I see some comments. Liberty, I do have a before picture. If you'll go to my page, I have like a whole video of my from where I started all the way to my whole journey. So there's a bunch of pictures on my channel where I like some of my pictures. I even did a video when I first started walking. I never thought anybody in a million years would watch it. It's like a 30-second, 45-second clip of me the first time I went out walking. Because whenever I started this journey, and getting back to what you were just saying, Kipp, about being embarrassed, man, the people that I worked with, my friends and stuff, most of them had not seen me in 3 years. When I say I started this journey from a place of depression and just, turmoil, I had literally been a recluse in my house. I had no job. I wouldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't hardly get around. My health was bad. So basically, I just laid on the couch and did nothing but gain weight, get sicker, and everything else. I had no interaction with family. I mean, it was a really, like, I was at a do or die point. I mean, that's literally where I was at. So, I mean, and I guess kind of that goes to speak that, like, whenever some of us, you see a lot of YouTubers on, I don't know how to word this correctly. I'll just say it. How about that? A lot of
Gotcha.
YouTubers who never were overweight and never were having issues that believe that this is the right way to go can tout it as the way to go. And that's great. I agree with them. That's what they should be doing because it is. However, whenever some of us do that, like you, me, some of the other ones, and we're not the only ones by no means, we're giving you a message. I'm giving you a message of a place where I've been at, that I've experienced, that I've come out of. So, I mean, I may not be the best communicator or whatever, but it's like, I have to tell people because I have been blessed and helped so much and brought out of a situation that I had no idea how to get out of,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess back to you, buddy, because that's just the message. That's my hope. I would love for my YouTube channel to blow up, but not because I just really care about the YouTube part of it. I want it to blow up because I even talked to 2 people this week that were recommended to me by family members of theirs who need help, and they don't know how to get out. And that's what it is for me, dude. Just seeing those people find the answer to a problem that they've been searching for and struggling and trying and just not ever been able to find, because that's where I was, you know?
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Kelly Bowman, for your donation. Thank you, Kathy Inman. I recognize all of y'all's names because y'all comment a lot in my channel. And thank you. Oh, Shelly Gordon's in here. She's the one that I met today and talked about her in my in my video that I did today, smoking dino ribs.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. But anyway, that what you were saying a while ago, it got me to thinking about you know, just my life and growing up, because I've told people on my channel that I don't know what it's like to be small. I mean, and I want to encourage people that there's another way that we can live our lives, and we can, by using this carnivore way of life, we can get back down to our optimal health. And I'm not there yet. I still have a ways to go. I'm only 4 months in, but I can't imagine what I'll be like in a year or even 2 years time. But like when I was in middle school, I was over 300 pounds, and I've
Right.
never, as an adult, I've never been under 400 pounds as an adult, except one time I lost like 30 pounds and got down to like 370 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was doing like low calorie at the time. And then as soon as I fell off the wagon, I gained everything back and even more weight.
Oh, yeah.
And just like me, we went back and forth with diets. And now that I'm on this way of life, it's just, this is the easiest thing I've ever done and had success with it.
It almost seems unreal, because you're like, I started eating like this, and I was like, and even now, like I was talking to you earlier, man, it was like you start eating like this and you don't realize how it just takes over as far as the healing and the weight loss, because I lost weight like crazy, and and that's a blessing, but it's not like I planned it that way. I just did the diet, and my body naturally knew what to do with the nutrients I was giving it. And like you was talking about, being overweight even in middle school, I was too, brother. And that's why I said, when I watched your first video, man, I was like, me and this dude's I'm gonna see this dude. I'm gonna see it happen. I was like, he's gonna be stoked with me. I'm gonna be like his little cheerleader, because like I want to see that dude get what I got. And you're already on the path. I mean, I'm not saying I'm trying to teach you something you don't know.
Yeah.
I
want to learn from you.
I was like, I'm about to get in this dude's corner and be like a cheerleader for him, because like when you hit me right in the heart with that when you started talking about your daughter, because that was me, man. Like I got an 11-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. I've been married for 21 years, and like that's the reason why I was like, something's got to change, because if it had not been for my family, and obviously how I told you about my relationship with God, if it had not been for those things, man, I probably wouldn't be here, because I wouldn't have cared enough to change. But those are the things that are important, man. And just hearing you say that, the way you said it on that first video, I was like, this dude's got the heart. He's got the right reason behind it, man. He's going to get going. I seen semi-retired Bob in the comments. That's my buddy too.
Oh yeah. Hey, I love semi-retired Bob. He's an inspiration. And he knows it too. He knows we're big fans of his.
Oh yeah, he's in the Carnivore group with Dr. Barry. That's where I first landed, was when I come across Carnivore. I found Dr. Barry, and I was like, this dude is nuts, man. Like this, there's no way this works. I've been in the medical field for however many years I was, and I was like, there's no way it's that easy. And lo and behold, I'm like, this guy, like when it started working for me, I literally had to get in touch with Dr. Barry, and I was like, listen, man, I just got to tell you, thank you for being honest, because I've been told so many different things by so many different nutritional specialists, eat your fruits and vegetable deals. And you were the first doctor that was like, look, you got to throw all that crap you think you know away.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it works. This is what you need to do. If you'll do this, it'll work itself out for you. And I had to tell him, thank you, man. He's top notch for me.
Yeah. Real quick, somebody asked, do you guys eat seafood? I currently do still eat seafood. It's hard for me not to because I live on the Gulf Coast. And it's very hard for me to turn down shrimp. We're going to eat seafood with my parents tomorrow, down in Mobile, and it's just hard for me to say no to it. Although there's a lot of carnivores that don't do it. What about you? Do you eat seafood?
I don't right now. Right now, the only thing I have eaten really in the last like probably 6, 7 to 8 months, something like that, is ribeye steaks, butter, eggs, and bacon occasionally. I will have some pork rinds if I get real hungry. Not that I wouldn't eat. One of my favorite foods in the world has always been shrimp, dude. Like I love it. But but I mean, it's not that I'm not going to eat some of the other carnivore foods. It's just that it's so simple and so easy. Like I found this routine, and like I really just didn't want to change anything until I at least got to my goal. And then during that maintenance phase, I think I would be, because like I said, I just been shocked about the journey, and didn't want to change a whole lot. But not that I won't eat it. I love salmon. I love any kind of shrimp. I mean, you can just call it, what was it? Bubba Gump, the Forrest Gump movie. I was like, I like shrimp and shrimp and steak. I'll be mixing shrimp with all kind of stuff for too long. But right now, I just been doing the BBBE.
Yeah.
The BBB.
I have to be good, and we have to be good in here now because that's my wife, Mackenzie. She's in here. I guess she's in the chat, and I didn't know she was going to be watching, so we got to be good now.
You got to be good. She don't know where I live. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I seen where people were saying that we're doing good in the chat and stuff, but and back to what you were saying about the first video that I done, a lot of people don't realize that like we're not professionals. Like we're just two regular guys that just turned on a camera, and I don't know one thing about editing. I don't know one thing about a lot of different stuff. We're figuring this stuff out. And we're nervous. I was nervous before we turned this camera on, but I know that the knowledge that we've gained is so important to share with people that it's worth being nervous and it's worth doing it anyway, because if we can reach one person, that makes it all worth it, man.
Dude, absolutely.
It makes it all worth it.
100%. And that was the thing for me. It's like, and me and my wife were talking about that last night, and she was just like, my wife has literally, as you can imagine, seen the whole journey, like every day in and day out from where I was to where I am. And she's like, if everybody could just see what I have seen, they wouldn't have any questions. They would just instantly, they would know, and that it's hard to understand, because while I do share a lot of the stuff with people, and I do share some of the stuff that's embarrassing about me, there's still a lot of stuff that I'm not even comfortable talking about, a lot of times. And, but that it's all a part of it. And what I say is my weaknesses are being put on display to show that other people can have that too. Like you said, normal people, because dude, I'm from the sticks, man. Most people probably never be able to find me out here in South Carolina. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet. It goes out everywhere. I'm like, that's just what you got to live with, we're just normal dudes. see it cut out on me. Like, I don't know. The sound cut out on me.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. All right,
All
cool.
right. So I must have forgot. I must have hit the mute button and forgot that I hit the mute button. I'm back, y'all. But anyway, I got to thinking about what you were saying, and can you hear me good now?
Yeah, I got you. I was trying to see if it was my internet or my phone
No,
or you, but yeah, you're back on
no.
now.
I hit the button, so that's a rookie mistake, y'all.
Oh, it's all
Uh,
good, brother.
but
We just having a chat, brother. We just having fun.
yeah, I think we fixed the sound now. But I got to thinking, like, whenever, when I started this YouTube channel, um it was really hard to talk about some of the stuff because, like, I knew that there may come a day where people in my community, and it's already started happening, where people where I live are going to hear about the things that I don't even talk about with them.
Right.
Like I don't tell everybody, hey, the reason that I'm not going with y'all to Six Flags is because I know I can't fit on none of the rides, or
Right.
because I'm going to be completely out of energy and not be able to walk and keep up with y'all. Or if y'all go to SeaWorld, y'all are going to be having fun, and I'm going to constantly be looking for somewhere to sit down. And it's
Yeah.
embarrassing. And I don't like talking about that to people, but being on here on YouTube and getting the encouragement from all the people in the comments and everything has really helped me kind of come out of that shell and be like, hey, you need to start talking about it, because there's people out there that need to know that that even though they're in that situation, if they are struggling with weight like me and you are, they can rise above it. And if they'll just give this a try, I tell people all the time, if they haven't started this carnivore way of life, give it a try.
Oh
What do
yeah.
you got? If you're 400, 500, 600 pounds, what do you got to lose? Like,
Mm-hmm.
just take some time and try it, because you've tried every other thing, and whatever you're doing right now is not working. So just
Yeah.
try it. And then if you don't like it after a month's time, then comment to me and say, hey, you were wrong, guy. You gave me bad advice. I can take that if that happens, or if you have a better idea, let me know. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
loving this. I'm
Oh,
loving this.
100%. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's part of being a leader. You don't know right now how much you are being a leader. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I was actually reading. I was trying to come up with some ideas for this because it really wasn't structured. It was just going to be a conversation. But just to keep things kind of going, to have something to talk about, I had some stuff wrote down. And one of the overwhelming things that I kept thinking about was, you yourself, you Kipp, Carnivore, Kipp, barbecue, and cast iron. He's stepping up in his community. He's being a leader, and people. I read a statement. It says people are dying for leadership, for someone to believe in them. Most most people have nobody to build them up and equip them to succeed. And then that got me to thinking. I was like, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what you're trying to do, because leaders lead other people to success. They don't, but you got to know where that success is before you
Mhm.
can lead somebody there. That leaders don't just point and tell, they show and guide. And that's what you and I are trying to do. And other people out there, there's lots of other people, but you know where that success is. And we're trying to be the leaders and trying to show other people how to get there, because that's what people need, man. They need people speaking success into them. We're not trying to sell you nothing. We're not trying to get you to pay for nothing. I'm not trying to get you to have this surgery or any of that. I'm just saying, look, here's the plan. If you want to change, this will work. If it doesn't work for you and you don't want to try it, then that's your choice and your business. I'm not trying to force it on you. I'm just trying to help all those people out there that's looking for answers and they're hopeless.
Yep. Yep. I never realized the power of the carnivore diet until a couple years ago. Well,
Mhm.
I couldn't say a couple years, but 4 months ago for me, I've definitely realizing that it's, life changing, and I get asked by people all the time, "How do you see yourself still doing this, after, 6 months or something like that?" I'm like, "Unless something crazy happens, I don't see what the point to stop doing this is because I love it.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it."
Well, in your case, man, I see some of that stuff you're doing on the grill and smoking and everything. Man, I'm like, I'm about to go out there and have the next time we get together, it's gonna have to be a live, like in person live. We'll have to get together and do some. I don't know nothing about Alabama either, but I can figure it out like I figured out YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. Alabama is just a down home country place, but the bad side of that is everything is fried and the state drink is sweet tea, and it's
Oh
not a little bit sweet, it is super sweet. And
yeah,
we
here, brother.
love sweets and all that stuff and it's terrible for your health. And I've had people, a lot of other people in my family that struggle with obesity because of it, and diabetes. They runs in my family, and I like how I don't remember who it was, but they said, "Well, if diabetes runs in your family, I bet so does eating all that stuff runs in your family." So it's not just because it's not like everything's hereditary. It's like maybe everybody's been eating stuff that they shouldn't have been eating. You ever thought about that? And
Yeah,
it's just crazy how changing this. I know I haven't had my latest blood work yet, but I know my A1C is going down. Have
yeah.
you had your A1C? Have you had your A1C checked in a while?
I have. I'm supposed to go. I think next week I have a doctor's appointment. I had it checked right after, or excuse me, not right after. I had my A1C checked in August, September of last year, and it had dropped from 6.78 ish, right at 7, to 5.3. I was no longer a diabetic type 2. I was no longer pre diabetic. And I had been a pre diabetic since I hit my 20s. They've been
Yeah,
watching my diabetes, my A1C go up. I've been a diagnosed on record pre diabetic since I hit my 20s. I told y'all that's over 20 years. I turned 40 in January. So and it dropped that quick just by sticking to eating like this. So
yeah,
I'll let you know what it's dropped to because I think it's going. But I mean, like you just said though, you can already tell a difference because where you used to eat before and you would have to go lay down and take a nap. You eat your Sunday
I
dinner and
used
then
to
go
get the
lay down, you
shakes.
shake it, yeah, ready for a
Yeah,
nap. Now you eat when you get hungry and it's like it energizes you and you're just whatever and then you're chill, you know? It's a
yeah.
completely different feeling.
I'm
I
just so
can't
like level now. I'm just so
yeah.
level. And when I eat a meal, it's not like an hour later I'm just ready to pass out. It's just I eat a meal and then I go on with my life. And
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. And now those meals are great because I love to cook. So I don't get tired of steak. And that's what's crazy. I thought that I would get tired of beef and all the other things that I eat, but man, it's like after a few weeks, something started changing in me, and I just crave that stuff.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if I'm in the if I'm driving down the road and I see a cow, I'm looking at him because I'm like, buddy,
Right?
I'm finna take you home with me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
it's just
it's gonna get stronger for you, dude, because that's how it was with me. I didn't think I could ever stick to BBB and E. But when I
mhm,
started in July or June of last year, man, that's all I've wanted. And it's just gotten more strict. Not because I was like, oh, I need to tighten it up because of the weight loss or whatever else. It's just my body telling me what I wanted to eat. Just I
mhm,
didn't want chicken as much. I used to not like steak and eat just chicken. But now
mhm,
it's almost the reverse. Like all I want is a piece of steak, you know? It's weird how it changes, man. I
mhm,
can't see the comments, so I hope you're
yeah,
keeping an eye on them. I've been trying to because I got to
yeah.
click back and forth on it, but it's all good.
Yeah, that's just because 'cause you're using your, phone, probably because you're using your phone. I do see where multiple people have said in the comments that they'd love to do a meetup, and that's something that it might happen at some point. I've been worried about doing that right now because I know the channel's still growing and we don't have a ton of people. I mean, we have over 3,500 viewers on this channel, but I don't know how many people are local to my small town in South Alabama or would be
Yeah.
willing to make that drive.
Oh
But
yeah.
I definitely have a smoker big enough to feed an army. So
Right.
if they decide, if we, if it gets to the point where we have enough people that are like either emailing or constantly talking about it, like, I mean, we could feed. I mean, if I was cooking Boston butts, I could probably feed 600 or 700 people at one time on one of my
Oh,
smokers. So,
I'm
yeah, we
home.
could do it. We can, feeding the people is not a problem. It's just, the logistics of getting everybody there and
Right.
planning it out. I'd have to get my wife to help me with that planning as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're doing good, man. I think your
Let's see
channel.
here.
I mean, you got like quadruple, more than quadruple what I got as far as like subscribers in a short amount of time. But like the thing is, like
Yeah.
that bubble, like just getting all them people together, dude. They just want to hang out with you. It'd be a good time, man. Just have a shindig,
Mhm.
have everybody together.
And I'm learning the value in quality subscribers too, because
Oh yeah,
there are people that might subscribe and then you never hear anything from them. But there's so many people that are on my channel that have subscribed and they comment back and forth, and like
yeah.
they encourage me, because there's been days where I might feel down a little bit, and then all of a sudden I get a comment on my phone while I'm at work and I'll check it, and it just brings me back up like, hey, you know what you're doing, stay strong. So
Oh,
it just helps
it's
out a lot.
yeah. That's what encourages me. That's one of the big things that I found. Even since like I said, but I mean, my channel I just started 2 months ago or a month ago, but I'll get those notifications of people, encouraging me, hey, I appreciate your video. You said this, and I was like, that means a lot to me because that means that my message is being, they're considering that, man, and they're
Mhm,
interacting with me. And I love like even just this setting, man.
mhm.
It's awesome to me because I love interacting with the people, man, and just talking.
Yeah, I just seen Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto in here, and I love watching her channel. After y'all check out Shawn's channel, check out her channel if you haven't yet, because she's got an awesome channel and she's very good at cooking. She does a little bit different style than I do, but because I mainly cook outside or in cast iron, but she's got really good recipes on her channel, y'all.
I'll check it out when we get done. Before I will. That's cool stuff.
Uh,
Any good
yeah,
ideas is good
this
with
person
me.
7 or 8 hours.
Well, somebody mentioned
Yep.
earlier in the comments about the community, man, and how the community is, just, and me and you actually talked about this too, how this community is becoming so
Mhm.
tight knit and just like, encouraging each other, looking out for each other. And I think at the root of it, man, you're seeing a lot of people in this community, not just the influencers, but the people that get involved with it. They care, and that's a big difference than you see in a lot of other stuff. Um, you know, they actually, you can tell that people are getting healthy, people are getting happy, they want to be involved with stuff because they see the genuineness of it and they see that you actually do care about their condition, and they care about,
Mhm.
they get to know you and they start to care about you, and that's cool to me. I mean, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I also wanted to let everybody know about the carnivore trucker. I got him showed up on the screen right now because, like, one thing about him that is inspirational to me is he's not like your typical carnivore channel. He brings it. He talks about truck drivers a lot, and how truck drivers can work out and how they can eat meals and come up with ideas while they're constantly traveling. And it's
Yeah,
cool to me because my dad, he's a truck driver, and he used to drive on the road for a long time. And it's easy for truck drivers because they sit all day. It's easy to get overweight, and every time they stop, they're always at like some gas station that has all these different foods that are not healthy. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
cool that even though his channel's smaller, it's cool that he thinks about the other truck drivers and is trying to help them better themselves as well. And I like to watch his channel, and he's funny, some of the stuff he says on there.
Yeah, my grandpa actually drove a truck for Southeastern for, before he passed, and so yeah, I understand, man, and that's a big thing in the carnivore group, man. That I'm in. There's a couple truckers in there, and they were having issues trying to figure out, how do you drive a truck and you're on the road all the time. It's not like you can go to the kitchen and plan your meal. I mean, I know some of
Mm-hmm.
those big trucks, man. They got refrigerators, but not all of them. So that's a good niche, man. That's a good thing to get into, and I'm sure he's going to be reaching a lot of other truck drivers. So if you're a trucker
Oh
and
yeah.
you get on that carnivore, there's your man right there. He's got your tips.
Oh yeah. I like Crafty and Carnivore also, her channel. She's awesome. Let me put it up right here.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though
that's
they're all just saying hey back and forth, and
yeah.
and that just shows to you that the it's a community,
That's
because
it.
a lot of the people on here, they don't try to stay to their self and or anything and worry about just their channel growing. We all root for each other and watch each other's channels whenever we can. I can't watch everything because I mean I got a family, I got a 1-year-old daughter and a wife, and I work full time, but I try to get on there and watch their channels whenever I can because they all
Mhm.
have something good that they can say and they bring a different perspective. And I appreciate her channel as well.
Oh, dude, it's 100%. Like I talked to Dave Matt on No Carb Life earlier in the week. He was awesome. I've done a couple of different shows or different channels, but like everybody, even Bart K, man. Now I'm gonna say this, and people can take it for what it's worth. People that watch Bart K and think that he is this certain way, doing an interview with Bart K, he was the nicest, just gentlest person you could ever imagine dealing with. And I know that's not his image, and he probably will be like, "What is this guy talking about?" Whatever. Because he does have this image that he puts out, man. But he is such a nice guy, man. And I mean, I think a
Yeah.
lot of the things you see with some of those people is their channel stuff. But dealing with
Hmm.
them in person, man, like Dave, man, he had me in tears, man. Like he's such a nice guy, just talking with him. And I guess from going on his show, like he's
Yeah.
so nice, man. Some of these
Oh
people
yeah.
it touches you to see that side because I mean, obviously, as a man, you don't go show your feelings like that and whatever with other people, and
Hmm.
especially not in public. But I mean, come on, man,
Hmm.
this is real life. You can put all that macho bull crap aside because what goes on behind closed doors, man, we're all dealing with a lot of the same issues. And putting on
Yep.
that macho front for everybody isn't going to really help you get through some of those issues, man. You're going to have to get real and get honest with yourself, or otherwise you're never going to
Yeah.
find the real answers for
Yeah.
it.
Hmm. See, my wife, she just said she knows that I try to watch everybody's videos. She said he watches everyone's videos every single night before falling asleep. I do my best to, and sometimes I pass out and I don't know where my phone is because I fell asleep with my phone in my hand. But
Right.
I try my best to watch all that I can, and I learn a lot that way. But back to Bart K, I'm even scared to go on his channel because like the way he talks, he's 10 times smarter than I'll ever be. And like I feel like I wouldn't know what to say because
Dude,
I'm just a regular old country boy from South Alabama, and I don't know what I would say being interviewed by him. And
you
back to Dave as well. Uh what one thing that I really appreciate about Dave is before anybody ever reached out to me for an interview, Dave reached out to me and said, "Hey man, can I interview you?" And that
oh,
meant so much to me, and it actually helped my channel grow some because he
yeah,
posted my video and it kind of helped launch me a little bit. And it's just cool that he's looking for regular people that he can interview. and talk to them and share their story, and it got my story out to more people. So
Yeah.
yeah, Dave's awesome. And like, if I would tell everybody, hey, go check out No Carbs Life's channel, but I'm sure everybody in here already knows who No Carb Life is,
Right.
because like he's a legend.
Oh yeah, he is. He's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Well, and the thing with Bart K, like you were saying a while ago, bro, you would go on there and you would be you, because, like, honestly, Bart K's smarter than a whole lot of people. He's way smarter than me too, man. But like, whenever I talk to him, you just talk to him just like you talking to me right now. I mean, that's all it
Mm-hmm.
is. My
Yep.
story is my story, and it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. That's all I got to tell. Now, I mean, I have 2 college degrees, and I study, and I research stuff. It is what it is, man. My story is my story. Your story is your story, and so you go to Bart K and you tell him your story, man. It's all about getting your message out, brother.
Yep. Oh, by the way, we're at 97 people in the chat, y'all. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button, because let's go ahead and get it to 100. Let's
Right?
try to get it to 100. I'm not saying it's going to happen, because it might drop, but I think it would be pretty cool if it did make it to 100.
Oh yeah, it'd be awesome, bro. 100%.
Yeah. Um, Kathy said the reason we love you is because you're that good old country boy, kid. Yeah, that's all I'll ever be, is an old country boy. I'll never be a professional, y'all. I'll just be real on here and tell y'all
Right.
my story and my life. I ain't got time to be fake. I
That's
don't.
right.
I don't got time to be fake. I started this because my daughter means so much to me, and I needed to take control of my health, because I want to be there for her one day. And so I got to be serious about it. And my family struggled with weight our whole lives. A lot of people in my family, I have a lot of cousins that struggle with their weight, and it's sad to see it. But I say, one thing that I say on my channel is the obesity in the obesity in my family tree stops with me. Like, I cannot allow my kids and so on to keep being the same way that I've always been. I have to make this change, so
Yeah,
that my daughter doesn't struggle with the same thing that I struggle with.
that's right. Oh, and so you'll be around to walk her down the aisle one day, and so I get it, brother. That's the things that are going through
Absolutely.
my head, and I mean that's the most important thing. Being there to leave a legacy and to show our kids, man, because that's one of my honestly, that's one of my biggest fears, is that I'm gonna fail, not just myself. I failed myself many times, but to fail my kids, man, that one hurts. And I mean, that's one of the things that I've been, my daughter's been trying carnivore. My son hadn't said that he wanted to try it yet, but maybe before too long he'll be on the carnivore train. And my wife's actually talking about, she done made her meal plan out to start next week. She said, "Don't you dare call me out again on another channel." I was like, "Baby, I'm not calling you out at all. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to say, you know."
Yeah, I just try to be an example, man. That's all I can do.
100%.
Is just be an example. And if people want to join, I'd be happy to have other people join in my community and stuff. I've had a couple people tell me that they're thinking about trying it, but all I can do is do my best to be an example, because I know how I feel whenever I eat this way, and I feel amazing.
Absolutely, I
Let's
agree.
see. Oh yeah. Catherine said my husband loves to watch your barbecuing. I love to do the barbecue videos. That's like my favorite. My passion is barbecue. I've been into barbecue ever since I was like at around 20. I started really getting into barbecue, and you can ask my wife. I've spent a lot of money on barbecue stuff, but it's just something that I'm passionate about. But I will say, on the YouTube side of things, at first it's been very hard to get people to watch the barbecue videos, because there's so many people out there that make barbecue videos, and there's just so much of that out there. But I feel like it's gained a lot of traction in the Carnivore side of things for me, because I'm doing barbecue different than the way most people do barbecue. Most people do barbecue with like sugar and brown sugar, and different barbecue sauces and all that. So I try to make all my meals as clean as possible, and I still make them to make sure that they taste good. And people in my community that have tried it, they love it and I love it. So it's working out. You do not need sugar to make good barbecue.
That's right. You're right.
Yep.
Somebody in the comments said beef, butter, bacon, and eggs saved my life. Yeah, it did me too, 100%. Because
right.
there's no doubt in my mind that I'd be going if it wasn't for changing that lifestyle. I would lay down and I don't know how many. I haven't told a lot of this story, but like my brother actually gave me a CPAP that he was diagnosed with sleep apnea, but he was wrongly diagnosed. So he had already gotten the machine, but wasn't using it. So he gave it to me to use because I would lay down and I would wake up with these bad headaches, and I would notice that I wouldn't breathe when I laid down to sleep at night. And so he gave me that CPAP. I started using that CPAP, and it tells you how many times you stop breathing every hour on the little screen. I would stop breathing upwards of 13 to 15 times every hour all through the night. And so
it's crazy.
It's a wonder I'm still alive. Certain stuff like that, and now I'm addicted. I got addicted to that machine, but the little screen says that I don't stop breathing at all anymore. So I don't guess I would really have to use it, but I do just because I had gotten used to using it so much.
Yeah, just Jason Keto's on here too, and I recently started watching his channel, so y'all can check his channel out too. He said my first grandson was my wake up to get healthy. Yeah, we can relate to that. I don't have grandkids, but I know whenever I look at my daughter every day, it's just like, dude, man, you have to do this. Kipp, you have to do this because I don't want her to be 20. She's 1 now. I don't want her to be 20 and be like, I love my daddy, but he can't do anything because he chose donuts instead. And no food that I put in my mouth is worth the years that I'll lose with her because of all the sugar and all the carbs and all that. The food's not worth it, man. And
No,
plus, nothing's better than steak anyway.
I know, right? 100%. And that's the thing I try to get so many people to focus on in the group, man. Whenever I'm talking with them, and I'm like, look, regardless, like we have to come to understanding of like our addiction to the food, because it's so easy for that to be intertwined because everybody thinks food it's a necessity, so it's not an addiction. I have to have food to eat. Well, yeah, you do have to have food to eat, but the type of food you're choosing to eat is the addiction part of it, and it's hard to break those two things apart. So, I know Barbara, my friend, one of my friends, subscribers, whatever. She's getting ready to go on a cruise, and she's done made her plan out to continue her BBB&E on the cruise. And I'm like, that's huge right there. I mean, I know you're going on vacation, you're going to have a good time. Most people don't think anything else about it. Well, I mean, you got your plan because you got set before you what your priorities are. And I'm not saying don't ever eat off plan because it happens, but just don't make plans to set yourself up for anything other than success,
Yeah. The carnivore trucker said, I can't get a decent night's sleep without the CPAP. I haven't got to the point where I needed a CPAP, but I do feel like if you keep working out like you're doing and keep losing weight like you're doing, I'm not a doctor by any means, but I think all that stuff's going to get better for you, man. I really do. And back to when you mentioned the cruise, it's because of the carnivore diet that I was able to take my first vacation this year without cheating. Like this is the first trip in my whole life. Cause whenever you're, or at least for me, anytime it was time for a vacation, I constantly thought about, man, where we going to eat at? What kind of restaurants do they got? And who's got the best cheesecake in that town? And who's got the best this, that, and the other? And looking for the most bizarre burger that you can find. And I made a plan and I documented the cruise on my channel because we went like the beginning of April, And I made a goal to, like, on this cruise, I'm not going to make it about food. And
Yeah.
I actually filmed each of my meals to make sure that I stayed true to what I was supposed to be doing. Now,
Yeah.
I did gain a little bit of weight from the cheese, and probably because they use some, like, oils that aren't the cleanest on the boat. But you got to think, I'm stuck out in the ocean,
Uh,
so I kind of got to eat what the best of what they have. So I
right.
was eating deli meat, and I was eating, cheese and steak and prime rib and stuff like that. I gained some weight, but what's crazy is it was all like just inflammation from the cheese and the oils, because about 3 days after I got back, because I went up 6 pounds, about 3 to 4 days later, all that weight was gone. And a couple days after that, I was like down 2 more pounds. So it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
being on this journey, man. It's crazy. And I asked myself, like, uh if I would have cheated for that whole week on that trip, it would not have been 6 pounds.
No.
It would have been it's crazy how much weight somebody that's my size can actually gain whenever they go back to carbs.
Oh,
So it's scary.
it is. That's a big accomplishment too, though. I mean, not just as far as the 6 pounds, like you could take it or leave it, but I'm talking about knowing the mental aspect that you had to get through that time period. That right there says so much more about the situation, man, to me, than even the 6 pounds, because that says that not only are you overcoming the actual process of getting on a diet and doing this, but you're dealing with the mental aspect, and that's the
Mhm.
hard part.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
get your mind right, your body will follow your mind. It has no choice.
Yep.
But that mind, man, your mind knows how to deceive you in ways, like your mind knows you better than anybody. And the fight that we face changing our lives and our diet and our addictions and all is that we're fighting ourselves. And you're not going to win if you don't, get it in check.
Mhm.
That's the hard part. So, I mean, and that's so big, man. It's a huge deal.
Someone asked this question. They said, Kip, do you do any fasting? Carbs will make all of us gain weight. I'll let you answer this question first. How do you do any fasting?
I did intermittent fasting at first. I would eat basically between like 10 and 2, and that's basically what I do now, but I don't keep track of it. So I basically still intermittent fast. I usually have about a 18, 16 to an 18-hour window where I don't eat. So like I'll say for these 4 hours in the day I'm going to eat, and the rest of the time I'm not. But as far as extensive fasting or extended fasting for a couple of days or something, nah, not for
Yeah.
me. I hadn't been brave enough to try. I probably could because I'm so satiated from the meat all the time. But man, it's not.
Mhm.
I never have desired to give up food as a whole like that.
Yeah, I don't actually do any hold on. If you hit the thumbs up, we will be at 100. Yes, that's true. Uh if they hit the thumbs up, we will get to 100, cuz we're at 95 right now, and it keeps going like 95, 98. But,
Hit the thumbs
if
up for us.
yeah,
Like and
come on, man.
subscribe.
What's taking y'all so long? No. But no, people think they have to pay to hit the like button, and I'm like, man, it's free. That's what I tell
Yeah.
them on my channel. Like, if you don't want to donate, hit the like button, and that to me, I take that like a donation. Okay.
So is the subscribe button. So go to intentional carnivore and hit subscribe.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yeah,
free.
that in itself is a blessing.
I know, right? This good stuff.
Yep. But let's
I
see.
always forget to
Let's see
ask.
here
I'm
what
like, oh,
somebody would
will you
say.
please subscribe to my channel and like? Because I'm so, I don't know, nervous or whatever you want to call it about everything else that I always forget to ask.
Yeah. And somebody or me personally, I I don't I definitely don't want to do like extended day fasting. And I'm not the strictest carnivore. I mean, I make sure I only eat meat, and maybe like once a month I'll allow myself to have cheese, and I don't do it all the time. because I don't like it stalling my process, and cheese
Wow.
isn't worth it to do it all the time. But
Yeah.
but I will say that I normally do about 2 meals a day. Sometimes I wake up and I'll be hungry, and I'll just or about an hour or 2 after I wake up, I'll be a little hungry, and I'll eat some bacon, like, at work, because they cook bacon there. But a lot of times, like today, I just ate lunch, and then for supper, I ate dino ribs because I did a video. That video, I had everything edited today and was able to make this chat and the video posted, so I'm proud of myself today.
That's right. Good job.
Oh, we hit 100 people, y'all.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Good deal.
My first chat,
Awesome,
we
dude.
made it to 100 people. I'm proud of that.
Oh, that's awesome, brother. I'm happy to see it too,
Wow.
man. I'm happy to see the
That's
the reach, brother.
and if you go back to like my first video, oh man, please don't go back to my first video. Cuz it was terrible. I was holding the phone wrong and doing everything wrong. I didn't have a light on me or nothing. It was just
I still don't.
whew, it yeah, I have a little light in here that helps out a little bit. I don't have a lot of fancy equipment, and there's been people, and people might start doing it for your channel too. There's been people to like donate stuff from my Amazon wish list, and I use that stuff in my channel. Like it helps out a lot because when I started this, I had no intentions that it was going to be like a thing. Not only the carnivore diet but also filming and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
so I don't have a big production crew, but it helps out a lot.
I'm
It
not even on
will
Amazon, brother.
Yeah, well, you need to get you a one. I don't know at what point I finally did it. I think I did it like maybe a month ago. Just
Yeah.
went on there and looked up how to create an Amazon wish list, and I
Yeah.
created the wish list, and people just started sending stuff.
That's
And,
awesome.
and
I didn't know
I
that was a
don't just
thing.
constantly ask people for, yeah, I don't like constantly ask people for stuff on there, but like I've learned, and there's even been people in the comments that say stuff that reminds me like, hey man, like you're blessing other people, so you got to let people bless you,
Yeah.
because we do our best to encourage other people, because when you work all the time and you got a family of your own and stuff, you have to try to make time to squeeze YouTube into your life too. And so those
Oh yeah.
little extra blessings and other stuff, it helps out. Like that company today, that or the other day, they sent me that box of meat, and y'all still don't know what I'm cooking next. But the
Right.
company that sent me that box of meat, they didn't have to do that. And the fact that they did that, that's gonna, yes, it's gonna feed my family, but it's also gonna help me make videos for everybody because, I mean, meat prices are high. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, you can get hamburger meat and you can get stuff like that, and you can make carnivore not expensive, okay?
Oh yeah.
But some of the meats that they sent me are not meats that I would get at my local grocery store,
Yeah.
because for one, my local grocery store don't necessarily have some of those specialty cuts, because the company is a really great company that has awesome meat, but you know, uh, things don't always fit in your budget. But because they sent it, I'm gonna cook it for y'all
A
and
hundred.
and show y'all how it's done. That's what I'm not confident in a lot of things in my life, and my wife even knows this. I'm not the most confident person in the world, but there's one thing I'm confident in. I know that I can barbecue.
That's
I've done it enough times that I know that I can do that, and everything's gonna be fine. That's the one thing that I'm good with.
well, that confidence is going to come, brother. I mean, you should be proud of all that you've accomplished already. You know what I mean? Not just the barbecuing, but your channel, man, is doing great. Your impact on your family is amazing. Your impact on the community. I mean, there people are reaching out, right there in your community. So I mean, your confidence. You should be proud of what all you've accomplished so far, and it's only going to be better. Man, the
Absolutely.
best is yet to come, brother.
Oh man. Yeah, like this is 4 months in. my mind can't fathom what a year this is going to be like. It cannot fathom what a year is going to be like.
That's
Uh, and I'm right now, my goal is to try to get under 400 pounds because I want to get in the 300 club. It's been years since I've been in the 300 club, but I know I'm going to get there.
I need a little bit
Uh,
of push, and I'm, like I said, 14 pounds away from going into the 100 club, and I haven't been in that club since I was in middle school, elementary school. So I'm gonna throw a party and have a big old ribeye steak, I reckon.
and I'm 14 pounds from the 300 club, and I'm gonna get there. You know, we're gonna make it, man.
Or
We're gonna make it. I did put a comment up here from Just Jane because a while back someone told me about her channel, and she struggles with weight too and other things. Y'all check out her channel as well. Even if you're not watching live, if you're watching this stream later, go check out her channel and give her support because she struggles just like we have, and she can use the encouragement, man. She can. And Jane, if you're listening, you keep hanging on and you keep doing this, everything's going to be all right.
That's right. Yeah, I checked her out. She does have some good stuff. She struggle. I mean, dude, it's a struggle. It's not
It
always.
is.
It's definitely not always easy. That's a fact. But it gets better with time, man. It will.
Yeah,
You just
because
hang on, man.
some of us have struggled for like our whole life. Like we've struggled our whole life with our weight. And so it's not just going to be like we flip this switch and then overnight things don't come up. I was telling people in my videos recently that there was a day where I was having a rough day and my mind went back to what it used to do. And it used to be like, hey, I'm struggling. So like I'm fixing to stop and get me some fast food. I'm fixing to go swing by Sonic and get me a big old milkshake and all this other stuff. And then I just got to thinking like, dude, where did that even come from? Because you are not fixing to do that. Now
Right.
I did go by Sonic, but I just got some hamburger patties.
That's right.
But it just shows that like it takes time to kind of get over that stuff because and things can trigger you. And just having a rough day, it could have been easy for me to just be like, oh, I'm caving and just gonna eat whatever. And when I was doing other diets, like if I would have been doing low calorie and had a bad day, it would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap. It would have been like, hey, I'm fixing to just tear up a ton of food. But because of what I'm doing now, I feel like it gave me strength and I'm able to just push through. And even when I watch people in my family at events or wherever we're at, they eat all this different food that I used to eat. And they're like, you don't want some? You don't want to kind of have a cheat meal? And I'm like, I really don't even need it. And I'm not saying that I won't never cheat again. I'm not saying that I won't never have cheesecake for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
but
You're just
like
not
that,
planning on it.
yeah, I'm not planning on it. It's like, I mean, at my daughter's wedding, like if she has cake at her wedding, I'm probably going to have cake at her wedding. I'm probably going to regret it that night and the next day, but
You got time
I'm
to
going
think about
to, yeah,
it.
for sure.
Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, man. At one point in 2016, 1.9 billion with a B billion people over the age of 18 were considered extremely obese. In 2019, there was 38.2 million children under 5 years old with a morbid obesity. So it's not like this problem is, unique to us, and it's not getting better by following what people, what the standard is set in society right now. It's definitely something that you got to get the word out about. So
Yeah.
we got a big job, big thing to keep us busy.
Yeah. I did want to let everybody know too that I can't tell them what it is, but in a couple weeks I have a big announcement for my channel as well. And it's something that me and my wife have wanted for a long time. And so there's an announcement coming in a few weeks for the people on my channel. And whenever this video is over, y'all better go check out my boy's channel because he didn't have to jump on this live with me tonight. I could have been stuck doing this live all by myself, but he was willing to get on. He was willing to get on here and help me out. So y'all better show him some love after this video.
Heck yeah, man. Anytime, brother. This ain't gonna be the last one. I enjoy it. Like I told somebody else, man. I love hanging out with good people. I try to surround myself with good people, man. And so, hopefully it's something that we can, bond with. And I'm like I said, I'm serious. I'm gonna be your cheerleader, and we gonna daggone. I can't wait to see you next year. And you about my size. You tried to tell me. You tried to tell me, and now
Yeah.
I'm pushing. I'm well into the 200s by now.
Yeah, one thing that's crazy to me is like, and I've told some of the people on my channel, I don't even know what a regular size Kipp looks like. I've
Right.
never met a normal sized me. So like whenever I get down to that size, I'm probably gonna just like look in the mirror and be like, "Who is this?"
That's what I do.
Like, or yeah, because I've never met him. I've never seen him before. So
You
I
better
look
get
forward
ready.
to that. My whole life, every time I see like small people running, I've always like whenever they're running down the road or whatever, I'm always like, it must feel like you're just running on clouds,
Right.
because I know how when I take steps, like I feel it in my joints,
Yeah.
and I feel it, and it feels like when I see them running, I feel like they're just light as a feather, or like they're just playing in a swimming pool or something.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I can't wait till to know what it feels like to be a normal size like that.
I used to tell people, if you see me running, you better keep up, is all I know. Because
Yeah, yeah, for
you see me
real.
running, there's something bad going on back there. You better keep
Yeah,
up, because
yeah,
I don't run,
yeah.
and so I
Yeah,
get it, brother.
if
And
you're
as far
running,
as,
we better run with you.
yeah, you better keep up, is all I can say. Well, I mean, and that's the thing too, dude. I mean, it's so weird walking by the mirror even now, and like I walk by the mirror and I see my reflection, and I think it's somebody else in the room with me. I'm like, that's weird, man. Just
Yep,
because I think, because
yep.
psychologically, because it happens so quick.
Yeah. Miss Donahue said a cheat meal triggers ugly things. It's not worth it. That's true.
Yeah,
Whenever I have a lot of times cheat meals turn into cheat weekends, and then they turn into like a cheat month, and then it turns into well, it's almost Thanksgiving, so I'll just wait till after Christmas. And then after Christmas, there's New Year's is coming up, so I'll wait till after New Year's. And I'm saying that because I didn't start till after New Year's Day. It was the day after New Year's when I started this carnivore journey, and I kind of wanted to start doing good before then, but I kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off because of those cheat meals.
why do you think my start date was April the 17th of 2022, brother? I tried carnivore in October of 2021 for 30 days. And then I told my wife, I said, well, you got Halloween at the end of the month, then you got Thanksgiving, well, and then you got Christmas, then you got New Year's, well, and then you got my birthday's January the 12th, and then you got Valentine's Day. I mean, you could find something to put on that calendar all year long to keep you. It's all in that mindset. And for me, it worked, because the whole time I was eating like junk again, and I was headed right back towards the shape I was in, until
Mhm.
finally, right, the week we had an Easter dinner planned for the weekend after I started this on April the 17th, 2022.
Yeah.
And my wife said, "What are you going to do at the dinner?" And I said, "Well, I guess I'm not going to eat at the dinner, because I'm doing carnivore starting today, not tomorrow, because
That's
tomorrow never
right.
comes." And,
That's right.
and that was the day that changed my life, man.
Mhm. And I just knew that if I didn't go ahead and start, there was gonna end up being a day where like I was in the hospital, and either I had had a massive heart attack and I didn't make it, or it was gonna be some traumatic event where I had something crazy happen, and like there's nowhere else to go. I got to do something. And I wanted to go ahead and get a hold of it before it got to that point. Because when you weigh, me and you both weighed over 400 pounds. We knew in the back of our minds that we weren't going to be able to stay like that forever.
Dude, I
Like,
was a
you can't
paramedic lugging that
just
stuff
stay
around.
400. Yeah, and I mean, I've had those thoughts of like, man, when it's going to be just a matter of time before I have a heart attack,
Yeah.
because being that way, and you feel hopeless. You feel hopeless, like, man, what can I do to lose this weight? What can I do? But this guy Shawn is an example, y'all. Like, he has lost more than himself. You were 400 and what, 447, 46 pounds?
457 pounds.
457 pounds a year ago.
Yeah.
And now you're 214 pounds, right?
214.
So you've lost, how much is that in a calculator?
243, I believe.
So he lost 243 pounds in a year. 243 pounds. Honestly, you making me look bad, because I don't think I'm gonna lose that much weight in a year. I'm gonna just lose what I can.
I was trying to get it where you can see it.
I can see 214. Oh, you got your start date on there, your target. You're trying to get down. What does it say? 190?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get down to 190. I don't even know what I'll get down to. I don't. There you go. I can see it now. I don't know what'll be a good weight for me. I haven't even run the calculations, but I'm thinking I'll probably get down to like 250, 275, something like that.
All those little blue
Did you
dots.
track?
I tracked it the whole way.
Wow.
The blue dots is every time I would enter my weight. And
That is crazy.
the green line at the top is showing where it was projecting that I would hit 190 pounds on like sometime in 2026. And the blue dots, and if you see the green line is at the top, that's the one that it projected. And the blue dots and the red line is actually the way that it tracked. And it basically, I mean, if you look at it all like that, it looks straight down. But just for everybody, basically all those that, keep looking at the scale, most of the time it looked like this. It looked like it was gradually falling. See the blue line? You see it gradually falling, and every once in a while you'll see it go back up a little bit, and it'll come back down, go back up. So you can't look at that scale all the time. And the only reason I showed all that was to say this, was that you can't look at that scale going up and down from day to day and make an overall judgment of it. Because if I did that, I would have been so discouraged. But if I zoom out and I look at the whole picture now, it's like I would be scared to know how I would have lost it any other way, Like if it was any faster than that, it would have been dangerous.
Yeah, because sometimes even now when I get on the scale, if I get on the scale like a couple days after losing 3 or 4 pounds or 5 pounds, sometimes I'll get on the scale and it'll say I'm up 3 pounds. And it's so easy to get discouraged by that. But I just know, like, I think back, I'm like, okay, so it's been the last 3 or 4 months, and overall I'm down 72 pounds. So I must be doing something right. I just need to keep doing what I've been doing, and everything's going to work itself out. It's just giving it time and letting it run its course, because you're eating what you should be eating,
That's right. And trust the process, brother.
Yeah, trust the process, and I'll get there. But you are making me look bad a little bit, because I don't think I'll get to that much weight in a year. But I'm just kind of taking it a day at a time. And I will say, I commend you for how strict you have been, because like you said, you did BBB&E for a while. And it's hard for me to do BBB&E because I love chicken, and which I don't eat chicken all the time anymore, but I love seafood, and I just love seafood.
Oh yeah, brother. Listen, and about you getting there in a year, put that out of your mind. That's one thing you don't have to worry about, is the weight loss. Like how fast that happens is not the focus. It's not like I said, okay, well, I'm going to plan and I'm going to lose this amount. I had no control over that. I'm not special in any way. That's just how it happened for me. How fast it happens is not what's important. It's that you're doing it that's important, because you don't know either. You might lose it faster than I have. It may just have not kicked off yet, or it may
Yeah.
be a little bit slower. That can't be the focus. I just want to encourage you, man, that it's not about the speed, because I've seen so many people get discouraged by that, and that's not something that just you focus on the process and let the rest of it happen as it happens. I know it's easy to get caught up in that, because if you're like I was, I'm like at that scale and I'm like, wonder how much I lost today, and it's a motivator for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, it went up. And I would get discouraged sometimes when I was like, oh, it went up. What did I do? And I didn't do anything. So from day to day, you just got to remember that this process is working, and it may look like it's going back up, but like I just showed you on that line, man, the overall picture is going to give you the best indicator.
Yep. And Buck Denzo said take some people longer, and that's true, because it's like we're healing our body, and everybody heals their body differently. Like sometimes you might have, some people have like more stuff going on in their body, or more things, making it take them longer to heal. But we're all headed in the right direction, and I have to remind myself that I didn't get to 486 pounds overnight. So I can't expect to, get down to 200 pounds overnight either. It was a roller coaster on the way up, and, I just have to enjoy the ride on the way down and let my body do what it needs to do. And I just have to focus on fueling my body. And I do get on the scale probably more than I should, but I've kind of, made like a deal with myself that, like, even on days that it goes up, I'm not going to let it discourage me, because regardless of what that scale says, I know how I feel. But if you're that person that the scale freaks you out, like if you gain a pound, you got to go to Krispy Kreme, then don't get on your scale at all. Just do what you're supposed to be doing. But so far I've been able to get on it and do fine.
Well,
that's a good, before you say this, I want to put this question up here, because I had this question for you as well. Hold on. Where's it at? How's everyone doing with excess skin? I haven't got to the point where excess skin is a major issue yet, but I wanted to ask you that question.
I have. You can see, like, you can see that I have some, like, but it's not crazy, most of mine is like in here and like here.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I'll see that and I'm like, man, I still look heavy. But honestly, there ain't a whole lot I can do. You can have some autophagy to heal that a little quicker, but it's just gonna take time. And in the grand scheme of things, I kind of figured and knew that I would have some excess skin, but at the end of the day, I can live with that a lot better than I can live in the condition that I was in before. So I'll take it.
Yeah, and I watch Laura Spath's channel also, and she had that skin removal. So I love her channel. She's gave me ideas for like restaurants where to go to eat, because she travels and works a lot and on the road, so she's got good ideas for that stuff. But seeing her go through the skin removal surgery, I know that, there's a thought in the back of my mind that maybe I might have to do that someday. And if it gets to that point where I have to do that, it'll be fine. I can't let the possibility of having to do that stop me from doing what I'm doing right now. Because, because, like, what's worse, having skin removal surgery or dying of a heart attack at 45 because I didn't do anything about it? Like, I would rather have to go through skin removal if I have to than stay 400 and something pounds for the rest of my life. And honestly, it would not have been long, and I would have been over 500 pounds if I would have kept going the way I was.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you stay on that track, man. And that's kind of the same way I looked at
Yeah.
it. Was, I can deal with that skin, but I can't deal with staying in that mental and physical condition. And I think that's why too I focus so much on the mental side of it, because I feel like the mental side of it, for me personally, I know the mental side of it was equally as important as the physical side of it. Because mentally, I
Yeah.
was in such a dark place, bro. Like that jump, it was debilitating.
Yep. A lot of people don't know what a lot of people that don't struggle with that weight and stuff, man, they don't know like what people are actually thinking. And
Oh yeah,
man, it sucks whenever you're stuck on the couch when other people are doing stuff. Man, even like household chores is hard to do, and
yeah.
like you're like, man, I don't want to go do that because like it's gonna be hard enough just getting off the couch and going and get something to drink.
Well, you
So
feel like a bother. I mean, I know I did. I felt like I was an inconvenience and a bother for everybody else because I had to sit down whenever we would go out. My family would want to go out walking around, say, like, for an example, like at Christmas time, and they want to go out walking around. We went to Georgia 2 or 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and we went down to, I think it was Duluth, Georgia, somewhere, a little small town. And
mhm.
you can, like, at Christmas time, you can walk around the little town. They got coffee shops and Christmas trees. Like, I got to find a place to sit down because I'm so out of shape, overweight, unhealthy that I can't walk. Or even I was at the point where when I would stand on my feet for too long, I would start going numb in my back, and eventually my legs would just shut off, and I would just fall like a. I always say like a one of those. What is that? The sleeping goats or sleeping whatever they are. They fall asleep,
The fallen goats.
yeah, falling goats or something like that. I was like, that's how I was, man. It would just stop. So a lot of people just
Yeah.
don't understand that it's not that people don't want to change. Is number one, they can't change, but they're so embarrassed they're not able to understand how to bring about that change because there's so many doctors and medical professionals telling them, well, eat your fruits and vegetables and go outside and walk for 10 minutes. Well, if I could have done that, I would have done that. I can't do that. So, and it doesn't work. So, I think it's an incredible message, and knowing how easy it is, man, and as far as how it works, you don't have to put all that money in those pills and that surgery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You just eat good when you do your grocery stop and pick up some of that steak, some of them
Yep.
eggs and butter.
Yeah, and there's so many things for me that have gotten better beyond just losing weight. Losing 72 pounds is awesome, but like even more so than that, my shoulder that has been bothering me for like 3 or 4 years, for it to just stop hurting, like that alone is worth it.
Oh, it's huge.
because I mean, it used to, like, a lot of times I couldn't even do my job at work because I couldn't move my hand to do what I need to do, and I would just drag my arm. There's no strength in that shoulder. Like, that shoulder is shot.
Yeah,
But because of like my autoimmune stuff and all the inflammation in my shoulder, but within like a couple weeks, it just started fading away. And
that's
my shoulder doesn't give me problems at all. I still don't have strength in that shoulder because I haven't really used it for so long. It's like I need to start working it out and start like using those bands or something, or lifting weights or something. But the issues with it, the or pain wise, is just gone. And uh, though I will say one thing that still sticks with me because of all the damage that I've done to my body over the years is on the lower left side of my back, it still feel like tweaks real easy, and it kind of gives me a little bit of pain, and it makes walking hard, the just the thought of going on walks and stuff. But I'm hopeful that as I keep losing weight and getting that off of me, that will get freed up more with my back and just make, you know, everyday movement and stuff like that easier.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so much more enabling. And the thing is, once you get down to say 250 pounds or something like that, you once you lose like half of your body weight, you're like, man, I feel lighter in my shoes. Like I can't explain how I feel, but I feel like and you are a different person,
Yeah.
It makes a
And
huge
you're never going back to 400 pounds again, 400
never.
something pounds.
I was like, I told my wife, I was like, I don't know what I have to do, but like every time I've said never, I don't want to say never, but I'm never. I was like,
But you're
somebody,
never when it comes to that.
right? I don't ever have a plan of changing the way I eat to ever end me back up in that condition again.
Yeah. 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 Well, I don't want to stay on here too long because I know I got to get up for church tomorrow and everything. And I appreciate everyone that joined the chat.
Yeah,
We had actually more people than I was expecting for my first chat. Y'all, please don't forget to check out Shawn's channel, Intentional Carnivore. And Shawn, once you're off, or when I'm laying in bed, if I think about it, I'll post a link to your channel on there, because
okay.
I seen someone in the comments, or you can put a link to your channel, it doesn't matter, but I seen where people were asking for a link to your channel. But
Okay.
y'all check out his channel after this interview, because, well, not interview, but after this chat, because
Yeah.
he is really inspiring. Like, the guy has lost more than his weight in a year's time, and that's just mind-blowing. But thank y'all for joining, and for those of y'all that, you know, didn't get to catch it, you can still comment, and we'll try to answer everything that we can. And we'll do the best we can, but we're not professionals. We don't have a whole crew working with us. This is just two guys on here.
Right. Yeah.
But thank y'all, and it's good to talk with you too, Shawn. It's we're gonna have to do this again, and maybe next time we can do it on your channel, and show some love on your channel.
There you go. That sounds good. Yeah, man. I thank you for the
All
opportunity to
right.
talk with you, and it'll happen again. And I appreciate you, and God bless you. And we'll do it again sometime. Thanks everybody for being so encouraging.
Yes, and thank everybody for being on here, and God bless all y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'm done with YouTube videos for a few days because I worked hard on that video today. But we'll see y'all later, and hopefully we can do another live chat before too long. Take care, everybody.